Hello everyone and welcome back to Harvest Moon Wonderful Life Special Edition. This is Showboat and yeah, I've decided we're just gonna go through this like normal. We're just gonna go through the 9th and then next time we're gonna go through the 10th. And yeah, then it'll be a new year. Can you believe it? It'll be a new year. So off screen, of course, I made sashimi. Like 8 units of sashimi from the fish that we caught yesterday. It was pretty glorious, if I do say so myself. Pretty darn glorious. Hi. You're fine. You are fine. Don't you go mooing at me. You do actually get affection points for feeding them by hand. The problem is, you have to like get out in here early enough to do that and have like fodder already in your inventory before they have the chance to eat. No, you don't. You're not gonna roll around. No. You're going right here, and I'm going to ride you. We have flowers to pick. So, if I sound raspy, it is because it is yet again an evening edition, even though it wasn't quite intended to be this way. So this is being recorded on Wednesday, the whatever day, the 4th of November. Yes, November 4th, I think. I'm pretty sure that it is November 4th. And, yeah, so what's been going on lately? Well, yesterday, Tuesday, was the exam in Biology 150 that I had to help proctor in a class that is like 570 some odd students for the enrollment. It's a lot. It's a lot of people. And as for TAs, it's me, as the sole GTA, and then there are 3 UTAs who are paid by the hour. Fortunately enough, I am salaried. So it don't matter to me none how much time I put in, but the undergraduate TAs, they can only clock in 20 hours per week. No more. If they clock in more, they get fired. Yeah, it's a little strict. They cannot put in more than 20. So I want to make sure that they actually are able to get their 20. And, yeah, hand grading, written portion of exams, is a good way to do that. But, yeah, I pull my weight. Don't even get started. I am grading as well, which is what I did today for a few hours. I got myself ready and over to the campus pretty darn early. Pretty darn early for compared to when I would have to be there. And as a result, I didn't record this video before going. In fact, I recorded the daily run for Binding of Isaac Afterbirth, which was the Lost, so the daily run was like 2 minutes long, if that, and, yeah. I played, the nerfed, Azazel character and died. Yeah, it's, not very good when they decide to patch their game and nerf a character that they haven't nerfed in over a year. It's they didn't change it for the normal game. They changed it change it as a patch to the expansion. It's like the carriage is old. What are you doing? Quote, balancing it now. There's no point. But anyway, they took a fun character who was deliberately overpowered and tried to balance him. But I do digress. I was talking about grading. So yeah, they had their test. The written part is basically it's essentially their quiz that they took last week. 2 versions of the test. One version asked for a protein that's being excreted, and one for a protein that stays on a cell membrane. Go through the whole process. Go from where the protein's made, and go through the pathway until it's excreted or in the cell membrane. And yeah, I think they've done better this time. They have done better this time around. Now this is, quote, the spring. And it's the spring where we can actually catch huge Arna. So we're going to fish in the spring because we can catch Arna here, and that is a fish type we have yet to catch ever. We've caught every other type of fish, but we have not caught Arna, which is interesting because the Arna only show up in the spring and the pond, and they only show up in the huge variety here at the spring. So, is this an Arna? Probably not. Probably not. They are about the equivalent of the sharks and the yamame. But they're different, so I may as well attempt to show them. So yeah, today I spent a few hours grading, and normally I have a class at 2, but yeah, that's rescheduled to Friday at 1. So wonderful. My Friday that would have been free. I have a class to go to, and yeah, and then at 4 I had a test. So basically I went in, it was like 10:40-ish when I got there. Graded until about 1. Yeah, 1. And then like 8, and started studying for the exam at 4. And I think I did okay. I'm gonna end up with a B in that class. I think that's probably gonna be guaranteed at some point. The lowest test score gets dropped, but whatever. I shall get what I get, essentially. And I must always remember that, since it's a graduate level course, everything's on a bit of a slide scale. So, no one is going to get below a C in the class, regardless of how poorly they do on the tests. Just by virtue of it being graduate level. The idea is that you sort of understand. It's preferred that you show improvement, but whatever. I had a class that was taught by my advisor. That was actually 2 classes that were taught by my graduate advisor, graded purely on whether or not you've improved over the course of the class, and not the actual scores that you get. In fact, he didn't really do scores. He graded by the check mark system. The very old and archaic check mark system, where it's like check plus is like an A, top 100%. Like check plus is really good, still an A, and then check is more like good. You did it. Like B, and then there's like check minus, like you can improve, and then check minus minus. You really need to improve, and then the dreaded check minus minus minus, as in you didn't do crap, basically. I don't think I ever got one of those, but yeah, let's just say those two classes, I was like second from the bottom. Compared to everyone else in those classes, I was so out of my element in those two particular classes. Which one of them is extremely important to what I'm doing for my research. It was an ichnology course, aka a trace fossil course. What is my research about? Identifying trace fossils on slabs from the Eocene. Invertebrate trace fossils and bird trace fossils. At least the birds. You know they're birds. You know they're birds. It's pretty easy to tell. The only thing is you have to identify what type of bird track it is. So the trace fossils for bird tracks, there's a lot of names. I have to find the right name for the right type of preservation and type of bird. So that's what makes that complicated. And then the invertebrates, it's like, oh my god. Oh my god, they're so tiny and so numerous. And a few of them have never been described. So I get to name things. Isn't that wonderful? I get to name things. Like, actually taxonomically name things. It will be quite interesting once I start my writing. Right now, like at the moment, my research is in the phase where I'm making figures from all the pictures that I've taken. I've taken like a few hundred pictures. I'm going through and I'm making my quote, my plates of images, and that will set up the quote, the story of the very long paper that I'll be writing. And yeah, basically I'll write the paper based on like the order of the figures. So it makes the actual writing simpler, which is why we're doing this first. But yeah, well, since it takes a long time to make figures, quite clearly, it'll take a longer time to actually describe things taxonomically, but whatever. That will be my winter vacation. In case you didn't know, I intend on graduating at some point here in the near future, in spring, to be precise, by the end of spring. The way they handle things in geology department out here, in particular, is that you don't have to write a formal thesis. What you do is you write a paper for a journal, you submit the paper to a journal, and then that paper is your thesis. You can do like a brief intro if you have multiple chapters and such, or multiple papers, and like each paper can become a chapter if you're a PhD. For me, it's just going to be the one. So it's like, oh, here's the intro that introduces all my plans for my research, why plans didn't go to plan, and then the paper. Because plans didn't go to plans. I was, like in my proposal, my thesis proposal, I wrote, oh, hey, I'm gonna totally attempt to get money to go out and go to various museums that have additional samples and study those samples from other places that have them from the Eocene. And then I didn't get any money because reasons. It wasn't for lack of trying. I did apply for various grants and such, but to no avail, which was so sad. Well, honestly, not very sad for me, but because I honestly didn't want to go out and do work. But anyway, that was in the past. That was 2 years ago when this happened. I could have tried again last year, but I was thinking maybe I'll graduate. No, that didn't happen. I haven't caught an Arna yet. I want to point out that I just haven't caught an Arna yet. That hasn't been a thing that's happened today. Wonderful Muku Muku is just wandering around, doing what Muku Muku does. Oh, yeah, hi Takakura, what do you want? Get away from me. Sicko. So, I've gone on really big tangents here. We were originally talking about the students taking their test, and then I took a test today, which I'm actually quite literally just getting back from. I got back to my apartment after taking the test, after having to wait about 20 minutes to even get on the bus. The bus took over 20 minutes to get here. I got here, I ate, and I'm right now recording this. It's like, I don't know, what time is it? 6:49 right now, p.m. Central Standard Time. I still hate that daylight savings ending crept up on me. I really don't like that it crept up on me. It really crept up on me. I wasn't quite expecting it so soon. I thought it would be mid-November, not start of November. Rainbob? Yeah, figures. Figures! It's a Rainbob. So what else has been going on that's been taking my time? Well, I finally got caught up on my anime that I've been watching. You know how last time we met for a video, I was like 6.5 hours behind by video time. In actual time, wasn't quite that long because, of course, I skipped through the 1.5-minute intros and like the over 2-minute outros on each video. So, yeah, that really does reduce the necessary time to watch. And yeah, I mean, I just made it through last night. In fact, I just sat down and I just rolled through everything in my backlog of anime to watch. It was great. What are you? Columbo. What else? So what came in the mail today? Well, today in the mail, I got my copy of Volume 1 of Blade Dance of the Elementalers. Yeah, it came out today. It's weird. I don't know of many manga coming out on Wednesdays. It's like the vast majority come out on Tuesdays. A few come out on Thursdays, but the vast majority come out on Tuesdays. There might be a Friday here or there, but I've never seen a Wednesday, and this thing just came out on a Wednesday, and it crept up too, because Amazon for the longest time had said that this thing was coming out in January. So it's like, oh, it's out now. Okay, I guess I'll take it. So I watched the anime of the series, the full 12 episodes. I was so sad that it was only 12 episodes. It's more harem nonsense. It's just more harem nonsense. Though I did enjoy the story. Believe me, just I don't care if you believe me or not. Like, if you want to believe me, but I'm pretty sure most people won't believe me when I say that I watch a number of harem shows that I'm actually interested in the story more so than the harem. As my mic drops. Have I mentioned that the boom arm on my mic seems to be having trouble lately with actually keeping the mic at the proper level that I want it to be? It just wants to fall under the weight of the mic. It's weird. I don't know why that's been happening, but it has been. So what else arrived? There's one other, well, technically 3 other things. I got the Binding of Isaac After Bundle from theyeti.com. It's a collection of 3 shirts based off of Binding of Isaac Afterbirth / Rebirth. And yeah, they're great. They are pretty amazing. In fact, I am wearing one right the hell now. And they were also pretty expensive. The set of 3 was like $58 with shipping. Something nuts like that for my size that I ordered. But they're really good quality. I don't foresee these flaking away on the designs. They seem to be done quite well. It doesn't seem like they're just pressed images, which unfortunately the Pokemon shirts are. So if you order shirts from Pokemon Center, know that they're not going to survive very long for the actual the designs. They're not going to survive very long. In fact, this is highly unfortunate. My Mega Latios and Latias shirt that I got, the first time wearing it got a hole right on the front where the design is. I shit ye not. It got a hole on the front of the shirt. It's a small hole, but it's a hole nonetheless that wasn't there when I first put it on. And it developed that hole within 2 hours of putting the shirt on. None of the other shirts are like that, it's just that one. So I don't know, I might have gotten something crappy. But for $25, that's bullshit. All the other ones I like, though. In fact, I don't even know why I got the Mega Lati shirt. I don't even like the design all that much. I like the other ones though. Those are fine. And then these Afterbirth shirts. I don't know if I'm gonna like be able to wear them out and about on a regular basis, because of course they have religious themes. So I don't know if I'm going to actually be able to wear them. Definitely not when I'm like on the clock, like working at the university. That's not okay. But anyway, I do love the shirts though. I will wear them around the house, well, the apartment, but whatever. I would like to thank you all for watching. All this has been Showboat, and I will see you all next time, where we're going to do the last day of winter. I mean, it's just the last day of winter. And we're gonna fish the whole time. It will be more of me talking about my day. That will basically be it. So I will see you all then.